a Ukrainian airstrike with an AASM Hammer Bomb hits a building, reportedly housing Russian UAV operators in the Zaporizhzhia region. French President Emmanuel Macron announced France would be providing several hundred AASM Hammer precision-guided weapons to Ukraine, at a rate of 50 units per month in 2024. The first reported use of the AASM by Ukraine took place on 5 March 2024. On that basis, the per-weapon cost is $300,000, or 12 times the cost of the comparable American JDAM, although the latter has been manufactured in much larger quantities and would be reasonable to expect a slight reduction of the cost. Estonia has expressed its interest in purchasing drones from Ukraine for its army. The Estonian Defense Minister Hanno Pevkur and the commander of the Estonian Defense Forces, Major General Andris Merilo, discussed this possibility, ERR reports. Pevkur noted that the quality of drones produced in Ukraine was very good. If we announce a tender, it will be open to the Ukrainian companies as well. That is, we will be able to see proposals from the Ukrainian producers as well as from the Estonian and Western producers, the minister said. In November, Pevkur will meet with his Ukrainian counterpart, Rustem Umerov, to discuss the possibility of purchasing weapons. We have already discussed this issue. If there are companies in Ukraine that can offer what we need, then Umerov sees no political limitations in this, the Estonian minister said. Last month, Hanno Pevkur said that the Estonian government wanted to purchase weapons from the Ukrainian defense industry. The Estonian defense minister believes that such cooperation can help the Ukrainian defense industry increase production. North Korea launched the Hwasong-18 intercontinental ballistic missile, setting a local record with 86 minutes of flight time. This is reported by the BBC. It is also reported that the missile fell into the waters of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in the east of the peninsula. The recent successful missile launch has raised concerns in Washington and Seoul, especially in light of the strengthening military cooperation between North Korea and Russia. The launch, which was recorded by the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Republic of Korea, took place at approximately 7:10 a.m. local time from the Pyongyang area. The launch violates UN restrictions and comes amid deteriorating relations between North and South Korea and Pyongyang's increasingly aggressive statements towards Seoul. On the day of the test, North Korean media reported a statement by Kim Jong-un, who said that the launch demonstrated the will to respond to our enemies. I reaffirm that North Korea will never change its line to build up its nuclear forces, Kim Jong-un said. The day before, Seoul warned that the DPRK was preparing to launch an intercontinental missile before the U.S. presidential election on November 5, 2024. The United States called the launch a blatant violation of numerous UN Security Council resolutions. This only demonstrates that North Korea continues to prioritize its illicit weapons of mass destruction and ballistic missile programs over the well-being of its people, U.S. National Security Council spokesman Sean Savett stated. Neighboring Japan also confirmed it was monitoring the launch on Thursday. At a specially convened press conference, Japanese Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi stated that when launched on a conventional trajectory, a North Korean missile similar to the one tested on Thursday can cover a distance of up to 15,000 kilometers. This means that, theoretically, this missile can reach almost any point in the United States. The distance from Pyongyang to Los Angeles in a straight line is 9,545 kilometers to New York, 10,916 kilometers to Washington, 11,035. Ukraine is progressing in the development of its own cruise and ballistic missiles, potentially equipping the defense forces as early as next year, according to Alexei Petrov, director of Spetstechno Export. In an interview with oboz.ua, Petrov revealed he has observed successful domestic missile tests. He praised the strategic move to eliminate the monopoly on the missile industry, stating that both state and private sectors are advancing missile technology, with winged and ballistic missiles expected by mid-2025. Petrov highlighted Ukraine's capacity to produce 155mm NATO standard shells domestically, which have proven effective against enemy targets. Meanwhile, efforts continue to expand production of Soviet-standard ammunition, like the 152mm and 122mm calibers, which remain essential due to ongoing shortages. Ukrainian-made UAVs have already destroyed over 200 military targets within Russian territory, including those over 1,000 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, according to Defense Minister Rustem Umerov. Umerov, speaking in Naples, Italy, recently encouraged investment in Ukraine's defense industry at a G7 defense ministers meeting, hinting that the public will receive further details on Ukraine's missile program by the end of this year or in 2025. Russian Patriarch Kirill stated that there is a certain disruption in the cultural code of Russians who prefer entertainment events and TV shows over war. Different sources assess Kirill's financial situation differently, but it amounts to at least tens of millions of dollars.
Yet, there is a vast array of entertainment events, amusing shows on television, and a light carefreeness. It contrasts sharply with what's happening now in the special military operations zone, where our people are dying, especially the young guys. One could say that this issue exposes certain spiritual source. We need to reflect on the reasons for such a phenomenon and ask ourselves if this source threatens our civilizational identity and if they indicate some kind of malfunction in our cultural field. Indeed, some find this deeply infuriating while others give it no thought. But could you imagine anything like this during the Great Patriotic War or any situation where the country faced danger?
Lavrov is mad at Turkey for supplying weapons to Ukraine. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov complained that Turkish weapons are killing Russian soldiers in Ukraine. Unfortunately, Ankara continues to cooperate with the Kiev regime in the military technical sphere. Turkish weapons are used by the armed forces of Ukraine to kill Russian soldiers and civilians, he said. Attention, United States. Russian propagandist Soloviev. We have finally shown the US that we have nuclear weapons too, and they fly and reach the target, and we will strike. And there will be a strait named after Comrade Stalin if some people don't come to their senses.
It's only here that some political analysts, let's not point fingers, argue that no, nuclear weapons are not feasible, but it's written into American doctrine. They have no doubts about how easy it is to use them. And by the way, we've finally shown that we have them too. They fly, they hit the target, and will strike with such force, there'll be a strait named after Comrade Stalin if someone doesn't come to their senses.